again, everybody, and welcome in once again, Royals fans, back here for a part 2 of our Royals Insider with head coach Grant Leonard. And Coach Leonard, first off, glad to have you back. A big news, of course, being named the new head coach of this program, a program that you've been a part of now. It will be your 10th year upcoming, your longest tenure. You know, I know you mentioned it yesterday, but what does this mean to you to now take over here at Queens after spending so much time and effort getting to this point?
It means the world to me because the Queens program is so prestigious in the last 33 years of playing basketball, and all of the phenomenal players that played and all the things they accomplished both as collegiate players but also professional players. But then all the coaches that have come here and had success not only here but other places as their careers have developed. But most importantly, just the success that we've had and the impact we've had on the community. It is the greatest honor I've ever had to be the head coach here.
Well, of course, we are super excited for the upcoming year, but let's talk about some of those teams. This will be your 10th season, as we just mentioned. The previous 9 years, you've had some pretty fantastic teams, a lot of great players, but, you know, kind of looking back on your time here, both that have helped you both past and present, maybe not even just here, what is it that you can say about the players that you've had the honor of coaching, both here and, of course, at your other stops along the way?
Well, I'll say at Queens, and I've been fortunate enough to be at a few schools, but the alumni here care more than I've ever seen. The alumni engagement and participation from the men's basketball alumni, I mean, there can't be more than a couple days that go by where there's an alumni who comes through practice, who comes through the office, who's not with our guys, and that's a special place to be when you see that stuff. And so humbled that the Queens tradition means so much to all the Queens players, and it's amazing to watch how much the alumni are really grasp around the program for life.
Well, like you said, alumni is a big factor across the entire athletic department here at Queens, but especially for this men's basketball program, because it goes very, very deep. All sorts of All-Americans and so on and so forth. A couple of pro guys winning a few championships here this year that you've had a pleasure of coaching. But, you know, that leads us back to, of course, the tutelage that you've gotten from Bart Lundy here over these past 9 seasons. You know, what is it that really sticks out to you that you've learned and that he taught you? If you have enough time, obviously, to tell us that. But that being said, what is it that really jumps off the page to you in terms of learning from him?
Well, he had an unbelievable patience to make decisions, and things come across your desk really fast. And I've only been a head coach for a few days now,
Sure.
so my world could be spinning a little bit. But his ability to have things slow down and make decisions at the appropriate time, you know, whether they were urgent or not urgent, he just had unbelievable guidance and understanding of what he needed to handle when and why, and that's what I learned the most from him.
Well, you know, you're taking over, of course, a very storied program, something that you are all too familiar with. And, you know, looking back just on recent history, a 2018 Final Four, a 2019 Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, and an epic game this season. You know, what is it recently about the recruits you guys have had, the guys you've brought into this program, also from the transfer portal as well, but what is it about this group of guys now that you look ahead into the rest of this program and you know the core of players you have coming back? What's so special about this bunch?
It's the character of the group. And, you know, when we first came back here and took over the program, and I was working with Coach Lundy, you know, we had to try and find guys that fit our style and our system, and also have the talent level be to the level that you needed to compete on the most elite level.
Sure.
And as we've progressed and we've gotten better, you can win games with talented players, but you win championships with guys that have character.
Sure.
Because they're going to make the right decisions, they're going to sacrifice for each other, and they're going to work every day to get better. And your ship is always moving forward. And so as a coach, when you have a group with as much character as we have, they're leading the team a lot of times, and you're just helping guide them along.
Well, you know, I know you guys have a spoil of riches here in terms of players coming back next year, but, you know, this past season was a special one for a lot of different reasons. Of course, now you take over as the head coach of this program. What is one of the biggest things that you're most excited for to get the next season started? I realize for you it already has started, but in terms of kind of looking ahead with this group of players you have coming back, what are you most excited for?
Well, we're a player-first program, and development is always the most important thing. So I'm really excited to get into the postseason of this last season and then preseason of next year and work on the development with our guys. Our guys they're playing at such a high level. You know, we had 17-game win streak until we lost that last one on a buzzer beater in the Sweet Sweet 16, but all of our guys believe that they have another level to go to. So I'm excited to work with them to improve their games and watch them get better.
And I don't mean to sound partial here, but I'd be hard pressed to say that there was a better game in the game of college basketball this season than that one. That being said, though, one thing I do want to touch on before we leave here today is, you mentioned a little while ago, the culture that you guys have built in this program. I know that's a big thing when it comes to recruiting, which we'll talk about more tomorrow, but just to kind of allude to that, how much does that culture play in a role in terms of the guys you want to bring into this place?
Oh, it's everything. And for the guys that have been in our program and have ownership in our program, they know that they have a say in recruitment as well. And so when we bring guys on campus and they're here and they want to be a part of our program, our guys we have them spend as much time as they can with our guys, because in the end there's times where our guys are like, that's one that we want to be a part of our family, and that's what we want. And they have ownership to say, yes, let's do this.
Well, you can tell by how cohesive this bunch is that is indeed the case. Even in my short amount of time that I've been able to see the teams you guys have put together, you've had no shortage, I should say, of a brotherhood, that is for sure. So, again, I'm looking forward to tomorrow because we get to talk a little bit more of recruiting, but also analytics. Of course, there's been all sorts of talk of analytics in every sport nowadays, but we got more to talk about tomorrow right back here on Royals Insider. I'm joined by head coach Grant Leonard, and Coach Leonard, we'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll talk more on Royals Insider.
Thanks, Mike.